I am talking to, guess, you can pick him, sure you can pick him. He's world renowned. He's the fantastic Nick Thomas from the Spill Canvas. And if you don't know him, you should know him. And we're going to get to know him. So, Nick,
Yes, sir.
how did the band come together? First of all, South Dakota and North Dakota are they're just anathemas in a sense because basically they've got two senators and they represent three and a half people. And
Yes.
if that's not
Uh,
if that's not a if that's not a Republican construct, I don't know what is.
yeah, there's not much going on in those places. Hence, I mean, I haven't lived there in South Dakota for like 10 years, but uh, and so it'll always be home to me. But I definitely had to start. I wanted to do my. I guess the dream was to get out of there, but I used my vehicle of my dream of music to get out of there and tour and everything and get get elsewhere. But I've lived all over thus far,
Okay.
so
So there is live music in South Dakota?
there's a really good where I grew up was the biggest city. It was called Sioux Falls in South Dakota, and
Yep.
it was an incredible scene at the time that I was living there. I mean, I when I grew up in high school, the all ages shows like at the VFW halls and the Knights of Columbus halls and the basements and everything. I have seen so many incredible artists come through
Yeah.
that way. But I mean, artists like I remember I got to see at the drive-in, which then later became Mars Volta. I got to see at the drive-in. I think they came through twice. I want to say, and I saw them both times to like a like an elk lodge kind of thing. Playing to like 200 people. There's an amazing little scene there. Local great music there as well. But for whatever reason, we just kind of hit it at this. It was all good timing, I think, and hit at the right time. And
So
the
how did it
rest
come
is, I
together?
guess,
How did it come together back there?
honestly, it came together. Just I started playing solo acoustic singer songwriter type stuff. Um, I was in some punk bands when I was in before I started doing that, but the punk bands dissolved. They're just high school punk bands, and then I went into okay, maybe I could just like write these like singer songwriter songs, but I wanted it to be a band, but I didn't have the band at first, so I just started recording under the moniker The Spill Canvas. Which then later became my first album. But I had friends come in and play instruments and drums and I did the bass on that one. But just kind of I wanted to find the right people, and then by the time that record I had toured it a bunch, I ended up finding the local guys that then later became the band that recorded on One Fell Swoop, the second record, and that was really when things started to kind of pick up from there. So
And it's been 20 years.
it's been
So
20 years.
so give us in 22 words or less,
Yeah.
give us a brief synopsis of, what's happened in the last 20 years.
What happened in the last 20 years? So much life has happened. It's bananas that I am still calling this my career. I feel so fortunate to get to do this. I've met and know many way more talented artists that are grinding still, and they may not ever get to that to get to experience the things we got to, or to get to that level that they deserve. Um, but I just in the last 20 years, so much has happened. I mean, through everything, through a marriage, through lineup changes in the band, and parting ways with the original members was tough with a couple of them. And just I mean, a lot of ups and downs. We had an indefinite hiatus where we kind of broke up there. I went through all kinds of stuff.
So
I had my
normal band evolution in 20 years, yeah?
yeah,
And
yeah, super basic.
did you get it? It seems to me that like you're coming out to do a tour, short tour with the Juliana theory. So
Yep.
did you get a lot of those benefits? Like some bands go out and right from the word go, they're headliners. Another band
Yeah.
really collaborative. So they have their own little headline thing going, but you
Mhm.
basically see them on a lot of major tours with the same sort of major artists. Is
Yeah.
that your gig? Did you do a lot of that collaboration and get the benefit of exposure from a lot of those scenarios?
Yeah, we really did. I think that, we had the very fortunate chance to get to tour with um, like enormous artists like the Goo Goo Dolls, One Republic. We toured with them
Yeah,
back in the day as well. But then also bands in our genre like the Motion City Soundtrack and Plain White Tees.
yeah.
Just large bands. OK Go, we did a run with as well, and there's something to be said about getting that exposure opening for those large acts. And I think that helps then when you go back to headline yourself. You've built up some of that fan base, and anywhere you can build that fan base. And I think that the artists that just like take off. I mean, today's artists with like that get very popular on TikTok or Instagram, all the more power to them. But there's no substitute really for just putting in
No, no.
the work.
I think
And yeah,
I think at the end of the day, all business is about turning a customer into an advertiser because basically those people are paying customers. So if you've got a whole heap of people on TikTok and all that sort of stuff, you might make some money from TikTok or from YouTube, but you're really not making money from the fans. And so
no,
if you're going to have a musical career, if you want to have a business career, go on OnlyFans,
yeah, yeah,
show people your dick because you'll make money
yeah,
out of that. But the point
yeah,
of the situation is if you want to have a musical career, you got to play in front of an audience. And so
absolutely.
whether you get the audience from collaborating or whether you get the audience from headlining, it doesn't make any difference because eventually they're your audience. And then
They become yours.
forever.
Yeah,
And that's I've never known any muso that wanted to, bring out short videos on TikTok as a career because
yeah, yeah,
it doesn't get you going far, So
yeah.
it's sort of I think to some degree it's declarative in a sense because basically
Yeah,
musos play. Every muso I do a lot of interviews and I get to a
sure.
question later on that talks about, advice or something like that, and they all say play. Just play.
Yeah,
Play
yeah.
play to anyone, just play. So
Anyone.
so
Don't
that's
ever. Yeah, you don't ever stop. You just like that's what it is. You
and
just
that's all it is. That's like the food. That's like the food that you need,
yeah.
fuel you need to keep going. How would you describe your sound? Alternative rock, emo
Would
pop?
yeah, I would say, I've grown to accept the term. Not that I didn't accept it. I grew up knowing emo music as like the originators of the word emo music, like American football and Texas is the reason. All of these like kind of I don't want to say they're all Midwest, but just this early, I guess late '90s kind of uh, dawn of that type of music. But today, emo is just such a broad term, so I'm open to accepting that entirely. I always just considered us like an alternative pop rock band, but I also do a lot of I do a ton of uh, songs that are just me and an acoustic, and they're very singer songwriter based, or maybe even closer to emo, like a dashboard confessional type emo thing when I do those kinds of things. But I like so many kinds of music, so I like to try to encompass all of it into like the band's sound as best we can.
And the fans, why do you think fans have resonated? Because there's lots of bands, there's a million bands you never hear of that are around for a long time and, you know, they just play up the local, you know, hall.
Yeah,
There's
yeah.
other bands that do get to go around and, you know, realize their dream. So why do you think fans, is it performative? Is it the music?
I think it's. I think honestly, it definitely can be both of those things, both performative and the
Sure.
music. I think that a lot of the ways that a lot of what goes into getting to that point where you can hit the road and you were like making a living and you're successfully selling tickets on the road. A lot of that I think personally has to do with timing, but that's goes back to then also um, you just always have to be going and just
Yeah.
always playing, because you never know if you're playing that one show that suddenly is like you're playing to 10 or 20 kids every night, and then you play the one show that like for some reason there's 200 kids there, and there's a person in a much bigger band at that show and they really like
Absolutely,
what you're
absolutely,
doing, and they bring you
absolutely.
out and then you meet their
It's
booking agent.
like
It's just
it's
yeah,
like Phineas is, you know, at a show with
yeah,
30 people, and
yep,
that's what you do, and all of a sudden, you know, a Bieber or
boom,
something like that, a Bieber record,
yeah,
all of a sudden,
yeah,
you know, you've got see you later, you know, career's gone.
yeah,
It's
absolutely.
a bit like that movie Yesterday with
Oh yeah,
with
that
uh
movie's great.
with
I
um
forget who
Ed.
that is.
No,
Yeah.
with Ed sort of watching the show on, you know, British TV.
Oh, yeah, 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 yeah.
Just come on tour. Okay.
Absolutely.
All right. Just quickly, which artists have inspired you? Which artists did you grow up being inspired by, and which ones are sort of leading you today and helping you create what you're creating?
Absolutely. I would say the artists that I grew up listening to were um, that really resonated with me and made me want to create um, were like specifically the album Clarity by Jimmy Eat World. That's like
Yeah.
came out in
Yeah.
'99.
Yeah.
That album's just like front to back. There's no bad songs. That I just to see the range they could accomplish was mind blowing to me, because I thought as I was a younger artist and musician, I'd always kind of thought, well, it has to be this way or this way. But it's like, well, you could do your thing in a lot of vehicles if you'd like, and if you just work at it. But Clarity, that record, Saves the Day was a huge band in my lexicon. Stay What You Are and Through Being Cool, those records changed my life for sure. Bands like the Get Up Kids, I there's a lot I'm probably missing there, and I mean a lot of that stuff in that area. I did also kind of have there's a lot of kind of backpack rap, like hip hop, that was
Yeah.
really big in the Midwest. We were right next to Minneapolis, and that's where Atmosphere comes from, and he's an incredible rapper, hip hop artist. And I love that because it was more focusing on the words and the syncopation, and like
Yeah.
I love everything, so I was really into that stuff. But I moved into today. I also was in a metal band when I was younger as well, and bands like Killswitch Engage and Unearth.
Yeah.
I love those bands so much.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
but I go into today, and today is a wide array of like the artist Justin Vernon. His band is Bon Iver or Bon Iver. That I love his work so much, and I'm a for some strange reason I love Eminem so much. I think he's so amazing.
Super,
Um,
super stuff.
yeah, super inspiring to see. But then I do love an artist like Phineas, or
Yeah.
like John Bellion, like this pop writer, but also this amazing artist. Like all that stuff is just incredible. Anything that's inspiring and good and unique, it fuels me today for sure.
Helps you create. Now, a Conduit and Copycat Volume 1, the last two pieces of music you've got out, the last album and EP?
Yeah, we did do those two things for the collections of songs, at least the album and then the EP, and then the covers EP, their covers. And then we did release two singles, a single called Ruiner and a single called Wolves. The Wolves was the most recent. That was last year. So kind of we have one more.
Overdue.
Yeah, a bit overdue. We have one new single that we recorded a while back, but I definitely have an album's worth. So it's just a matter of now that we all live in different states and there's family and kids involved, and it's we get together for touring.
The great killer, the mortgage,
Yeah,
kids, telling your wife we've got to get together to build this, and she says,
yeah.
if you leave now, don't come back.
Yeah, absolutely. There's a lot of planning going on. So yeah, we got a full. I definitely have a record worth. Cannot wait.
So when would you say 26?
I would say probably realistically 26, but I think we'll at least release this new single this year. So I would say there might be a new single by this Australia run for sure.
All right, no problem. Okay, so you're touring with the Juliana Theory in July. What are you looking forward to? What can the fans expect?
Oh my gosh. So the fans can expect, since we're celebrating 20 years of One Fell Swoop, we're going to do the record front to back, just as is. And then at the end of that set, we'll take just a quick breather. Maybe we'll see. But either way, we're going to play like at least three or four more bangers from different albums.
The new single?
What's that?
The new single?
Am I single? I'm not.
No, the new single.
Oh, I thought you asked.
No, I wasn't.
I was like, I'm not actually. No, the new single we're not going to play. Wolves or Ruiner, we don't know that we're going to get that in the set. It's tough because you want to play with the new stuff. It's tricky, like especially with an album play set, you got to play that album, but then to throw in like new stuff or older stuff that is newer, but
so it's going to be a big night.
Yeah, yes, absolutely.
Because Juliana will want to play their, a substantial amount of their stuff.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So it's going to be a big night.
It's going to be great. I cannot wait.
And what you're only doing 3 dates, aren't you? 3 or 4 dates.
Yeah, just the 3. We were hoping to snag some more, but being our first time over there as well, there's
too hard, man. It's very hard. It's very hard to, sell and book and insurance and all sorts of stuff. So
a lot of stuff.
You go out and you put your footprints down and then come back later and do something more significant.
Absolutely. That is the plan, building up our market, as it were, there, and just coming back stronger and better each time. So
yeah.
I'm excited.
If you could perform with any music artist, alive or dead, who would you choose and why?
Oh my God.
You choose God.
What's that?
You choose God.
I choose God, yeah. I choose God. No,
that'll be a good gig. He gets a lot of people to a show.
Yeah, he does. There's like, I don't know. I love a lot of like.
Who do you want to stand on stage with?
I never feel like I belong up there anyway.
Really?
So it's tough for me to.
Well, we should do another hour on mental health and
mental health, imposter syndrome.
I can get you crying in 10 minutes and declaring.
I do all the therapy enough to make that happen already. No, I don't know. I would love to see. I wouldn't be able to hang with these people, but like to see I can't rip on guitar. I'm a rhythm guitar player through and through, but I would love to just see to chunk out some rhythm chords while Stevie Ray Vaughan does his thing and just is him, would just blow my mind.
Yeah.
But then I also love I could never share the stage with these people, but just to see them or be in any musical context, like with Prince or something, would be just I definitely grew up. I'm a child of. Well, that sounds bad to say it that way. I was a big fan when I was a child of Michael Jackson. And it just can't touch his
Yeah.
talent. And that kind of stuff would
I'm
be amazing.
talking.
But
I'm talking to Eric Gales in an hour, and
oh
he's the second Jimi Hendrix. So
yeah.
yeah, so
Wow, that's so cool.
yeah.
That's cool. Yeah, I've heard about that. Oh, I've heard about
So
wow.
anyhow, you guys, everyone's got an audience, so it doesn't
Yeah,
really matter. You're all different, so
yep,
you've got to do your thing.
absolutely.
Basically, that's
Yeah.
all you're here for. And as soon as you
Yes.
start thinking it's not your thing, it's thinking. Get out
Yeah,
of
yeah.
thinking. Stop thinking.
Yeah. No more thinking.
Thinking
Absolutely.
doesn't help you at all. Okay,
Turn it off.
you still got long-term aspirations, obviously. So
Absolutely. I just have, I turned 41 in a couple weeks, and I never thought, I've been through all kinds of stuff. I didn't even know I would be around, at this point. I've been through the ringer. And so, just being alive, period, is a miracle. And I'm so thankful for that. But just musically, I don't know that I've ever been more the creative spout over the last year has just been fully turned open, and I have been writing so much. And I think that I do want to do another project with another. I have a specific person in mind that I've met recently that is a lead singer in a band, and I would love to do a little dual lead singer project, which I'm kind of working out right now. So,
good.
more spill cams, more music, all that stuff.
What's the best thing about performing to a live audience?
Oh my God, I don't know that there's anything better. Personally, just the best part is that obviously I think the best part is gonna have to be when they sing the words back to you
Yeah,
so
yeah,
loud,
yeah, yeah.
that you've written in your selfishly you write the lyrics for yourself at first, at least I do.
There's,
And then it's theirs, it's ours, it
there's,
becomes our music, and it's so beautiful, that connection of and seeing like when they get emotional and when
yeah,
I get emotional,
yeah,
if it when you're in it together, because that show doesn't happen without them there, and
absolutely.
they're everything, they're so important to this all. So
There's a great Sinatra story where, when he was really old and he's on stage, he forgot the line, he forgot the words.
oh yeah.
He was standing there and the audience started singing him back. And they said,
Oh,
they said, we've got you, Frank. We've got you, Frank.
oh my God, that's
You
so
just did.
cool.
Wouldn't it be cool?
That's so cool.
What's the career highlight so far? Apart from this,
Honestly, career highlight would definitely. It's tough because there's two chapters. There's like the younger chapter, the hiatus, and the new
yeah,
personnel,
yeah,
and the new chapter. I think honestly, it's always the most like one of
reach,
the. We were on the MTV. We were on TRL. I remember when we were younger.
yeah,
We were interviewed on there. Our faces were. We got this big campaign, and our faces were all over Times Square in the on Times
yeah.
Square. Like we
Wow,
walked, they brought us around the corner. There's a video of it on YouTube, and
wow,
it's all the windows of the MTV building were from this photo shoot we had done several months earlier, and
wow.
oh my God, that just blew my mind, and that was just so incredibly cool. But to play, I mean, honestly, just to play a really good show, those are always the
I
highlights.
think I
Just
think it changes too because basically when you
yeah.
start, that first connection is your highlight, and then
Oh
if you
yeah.
keep going, that next connection is your highlight, and they're all
Yeah.
highlights that you can look back on at the time, and they
Yeah.
mean something, and
Yep.
they're not quite the Live Aid, uh,
Yeah. 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 They're not it.
half mic,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
moment, but they're still pretty cool.
They're
Okay,
still cool.
let's finish with some shortish questions.
Okay.
What's the craziest thing you've ever done? And remember, you've got to get into Australia. So just make sure.
Yeah. I'm already dealing with all of that currently. I have all of the correct papers.
Good.
Yeah. I'd say, I mean, the craziest thing, I mean, I've done a lot of not so crazy. I would say, oh well, okay. This I don't know why this popped up. There, this isn't very crazy. This is just kind of funny. Oh, it's just crazy. We really bad blizzard, snowstorm. Just got done playing a show in Minnesota somewhere. I can't remember. Super bad blizzard. We started driving back home. Um, everything's shutting down, but we need to make it back home, and we get a flat tire on the trailer, and we were like, "Oh my god, what are we gonna do?" It's like 2 a.m. We're in the middle of the country. There's no lights anywhere. We don't see anything, and the spare tire is in the trailer, but the trailer lock has frozen in the 2 hours we were driving.
Sensational.
And I mean, just like, I mean, and our fingers are bloody and purple, and we can't, it's freezing and getting like frostbite, and we just can't get it open. And I was like, and I had this light bulb moment, and I took a piss in a bottle, and I poured that hot piss all over that lock, all over that lock. And we got in there right away and changed that tire.
This is like chewing gum on the pierced tire, you know.
Yeah. So I mean, there's still little moments like that.
I had one, just to digress, and it's not about me, but mid-80s, we're going through Yosemite, and we ran into an elk. Had a white car running into an elk on a town called Chinese Connection, population 100. So we thought, as we stopped, there was a bar there. Of course, in America, you know, if you've got 100, you've got to have a bar.
Yeah, of course.
When we walked in, everyone was ZZ Top. Everyone. ZZ Top. And the guy that ran the place was from New Zealand. So we had to wait 6 hours or 8 hours for a car to be brought out from San Francisco. But it was fantastic, and the people were fantastic. So sometimes when those things occur and you have a light bulb moment, you're cool. What's the one topic you can talk about for hours?
Oh my God. I mean, obviously it's got to be music. I'm a nerd about songs and recordings. Like I'm an amateur engineer, I would say, as far as in my little studio setup here, but I'm obsessed with how they got certain sounds and how sounds can, sonically they can make, even if you don't know what, that means as you're just your average listener, how that can change and affect the feelings and emotions that the music elicits, obsessed with music.
Were you always that producer, like the old Tascam when you were younger and stuff like that?
Yeah. I had the old Tascam 4-track, and I was like, wow, I could like play another guitar part over top of this, and it was always there. I definitely took a little bit of a back seat when we got more success. We got so busy, so I really only focused on the writing. But nowadays, home recording, I mean, just look at Phineas and Billy. They made a diamond record in their bedroom or whatever, on a laptop. You just don't need.
A little bit different when you've got about 400 million followers.
That's true. Yeah, that's true.
You could shit in the corner and retire.
Yeah. Absolutely. No, it's just I love it.
What's the thing you like most about yourself?
Oh my gosh, this sounds like a therapy question again. I would say, I would probably say the thing I like most about myself is I really do believe
you're a good guy.
I think I'm a kind, I'm a good guy, I'm a kind person.
It comes across.
Thank you.
The lack of ego and all that sort of stuff, it comes across.
Yeah.
So all power to you. Keep doing it.
Thank you so much.
Okay, we're going to finish on really quick questions about favorites. Favorite album?
Bon Iver, self-titled. Bon Iver.
Yeah. Favorite artist?
Favorite artist? Tie between Eminem and Justin Bieber and Bon Iver.
This is like an ER session, you're in emergency.
Yeah.
Favorite movie?
Favorite movie? Oh, first thing that came to my mind was Little Miss Sunshine.
Really, that's a good movie. I'm
It's
not
a great
sure.
movie.
It may
I
not
don't know
be
if that's
top of it. I think about things like The Sound of Music. So some of those,
yeah.
some of those obscure things aren't too bad. Favorite place to visit?
Favorite place to visit would definitely be Colorado or Pacific Northwest. Well,
Not,
I've only visited like Switzerland once, but that blew my mind.
oh, what a great place. So whereabouts in Switzerland?
We're touring there at Zurich. And
Geneva's
just
fantastic.
I think we drove around
Oh,
there.
fantastic.
Yeah,
And there are the
beautiful.
poorest people in the world have, $1,000 coats. They live on the street.
Yeah,
They're
just
filthy rich. Um,
crazy.
favorite place to visit?
Favorite
Oh
place to
no,
visit.
hang
Oh,
on,
you
you
already did that.
said that. Favorite venue to play?
Favorite venue to play. I love, 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 love. St. Andrews Hall in Detroit, Michigan.
Right.
Playing there this fall. I don't know what it is. It just has it, and it's when you pack that thing out. I mean, it's a big room, but when you pack it out, it's just the energy is just electric in there. Every time we played there, it's crazy.
The car capital. Favorite food?
Favorite food? I mean, tie between pizza and sushi. Although that's strange, but yeah.
Oh, no. Favorite drink?
Favorite drink? I am. I just drink. I'm a water guy. Coffee or drink.
I love coffee.
Old fashions. If it's a
Love
drink,
coffee.
drink.
Favorite person in history, apart from me?
Favorite, apart from you, obviously. It's tough. I mean, favorite Nikola Tesla.
Oh well, there's an important person. And
Yeah,
tattoo, favorite tattoo. I can see you got an armful of
yeah. I got. This is from Justin Vernon's from Bon Iver's actually album. All these little pieces. 22 a million.
pretty cool.
I don't know. There's like this band of squares that during these colored squares during the hard times. I was homeless in Chicago during the hiatus. Horrible time for me. And I woke up on the street with this bandage around my wrist, and I had gotten a tattoo in my drug-addled stupor. So this one is a reminder to me. I have no idea what it is.
I'm watching ER at the moment, which is based in Chicago. So I'm getting a lot
Oh
of
yeah,
Chicago.
there you go.
I'm watching it again. All right.
Yeah.
The last question: when will Trump blow up America?
I thought it was already. I thought it already was going to happen.
Is it tomorrow, or is it the day
It's
after, or is it?
literally any moment.
He's never going to go broke. He's got
Forget it.
about 14 Middle Eastern countries that are giving
I know.
a couple of $1 billion just to.
I have no. I truly don't even know what's happening here.
It is just,
It's mind blowing.
like all of us go through a situation where we don't believe in politicians. And
Yes.
that's pretty standard fare.
Yep.
When you've got someone that comes out and takes over the whole country,
It's crazy.
and your country was such a paragon, such a pillar of virtue for everyone else around the world, and all of a sudden it's become
That's gone.
third world, and
That's gone.
it must it must create. And we'll finish. We've gone too long, but it must create some dramas in one sense because
Oh yeah.
when you go to Canada, they openly hate Americans.
Oh yeah.
So,
Yeah.
so-
It's
so if you're trying to sell tickets to a show, you're getting dedicated fans. You're not getting too many strays turn up.
No. Canada is different nowadays from when we used to go. That's for sure. As far as just the reception,
Yeah.
but rightfully so because we didn't do anything
I
as a
understand.
band, but yeah, it's wild. I have no idea what's happening here, and
So
it's
bring back someone lukewarm that just steals a little so that we can
Yeah,
sell
just-
some tickets
and they-
to shows.
exactly that's exactly where my head's at too.
Listen, brother, thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
It's been a pleasure. We'll get this out.
Absolutely.
You can share it around and show people how much of a sweet man you are.
Thank you, sir.
I-
Thank you so much.
And we will talk again, because I'm going to do at some stage. I'm going to do a podcast on consciousness, and
I'm right. I'm in that journey right now.
I'll go deep, and we'll get into
Yes.
why you hated your dad and why
Yeah, dude.
why you had sex with your first dog.
I'm
You didn't
I'm
know.
on that journey right now. I'm on that journey. I'm deep into this consciousness world.
Listen, man,
So
just understand there's the moment and there's your collaboration with it. Everything else doesn't matter.
oh,
Everything
that's
else
beautiful.
Everything
Yeah,
else
well,
doesn't matter, because it's just a thought in your head, and it just doesn't matter. And think there's two things you know. So I'll leave you with a couple. There's two things the only two things you ever need to do is stop and sit. Everything will change.
oh, that's great.
And the last thing is lie on your back in the river, let it take you wherever it takes you. That's the Taoist principle. Let life take you where it takes you, and
Very
don't
well
care
said.
where that is. Even if it's
Yeah.
Mandela and in prison, you're going to make a life for yourself in that 10 by 6 or 12 by 6. So just
Yeah.
don't care. Just keep turning up, and especially in your case, you've got a creative event. You've got people that are going to listen to you, etc. So you don't have to worry about numbers. Forget about the numbers. Just keep doing your thing, and the numbers will find you.
Absolutely. Very well said. Thank you.
I'll
Thank
send you
so much.
I'll send you the bill.
Yes, please. Thank you so much.
Go on,
I very
man.
much appreciate
Have a great tour. Thanks
You
for the
too.
chat. Thanks for your time. And
Thank you.
take care of yourself.
Take care. Thanks so much. We'll see you.
See you, bud.